Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB Supra Cup. This is race 2 from High Speed Ring. It's unfortunately the last one that we have. There was a race 3, but I'll give you a little rundown of that at the end. Didn't have that one in my library. So here we are then with race number 2. You can see the weather has deteriorated. It is a bit wet here at High Speed Ring, so most people running intermediates. I think one person's running in wet tyres, but we'll get to that in a moment. So the grid based on the previous result. So let's take you through the grid of this race then. So onto the grid. So Pash is on pole position there in the Continental car. Pole position for Pash. Second place on the grid for Keith in the number 38. Then it is TY in the number 92. And then it is Bidster in the number 22 in the Castrol car. Then we've got Neil Farmack in the number 12 car with the lovely livery there, the Super GT livery. And then we've got Wayne in the Banana Boat in the in 6th place. And then 7th we have Domingo in the number 39. He's making an appearance for this one. So Domingo is in this one. So let's get back to the race. Here we go. So red lights are on. You can see most people are on intermediates. I think it's Domingo that's on the wets. Yeah, Domingo's on the wets at the back, so this should be quite interesting. 18 laps and off we go. And a horrible start for Domingo at the back as everyone else gets away not too bad. Bidster a bit slow off the line. Wayne gets a good start as into the first corner though. Keith with the best start of the lot of them. Keith down into turn 1 onto the banking in the lead. Pash in second, closely followed by Wayne. Bidster, TY, Neil side by side as well. Domingo still getting going at the back. And it is intermediate conditions, so Domingo betting that the weather's going to get worse. So we'll see how things go around the first banking. There's Wayne on the inside of Bidster. He holds position there. Keith still holds the lead of the race. Neil Farmack and TY. Neil Farmack comes out best of that little battle. Domingo's on the back of people now. Wayne defending from Bidster, making sure Bidster's not going to have a look. Down the inside into the first bit. There's a massive slide, a little bit of a, well, I was going to say a massive slide, but it was only a little slide from Bidster. I got a bit carried away there. As we go into the tunnel now, nice dry section of track. And then we go out the tunnel again and into the wet. Spray coming the cars. Oh, we've got Wayne off. Too much curb on the inside, and shouldn't really go near the curb on this wet weather, but hits the curb on the inside and slides sideways. And then Domingo goes past him as well, so right to the back of the grid goes Wayne. There's TY right behind Bidster now, side by side for him. And Wayne looking to pass Domingo in the background as well. TY's got past Bids already. It's still Keith and Pash up front. TY now battling for third place with Bidster, who goes to the inside of the banking. Bit of sideways stuff there from the lag, because remember this was filmed back. This was race was done about a year and a half ago. Still working through the library of stuff. I would have done some more commentaries and more videos recently, but the neighbour has been doing has been doing some work, and it's been quite noisy and not being able to do any recordings. So we will get things done though. It will be done. Bidster holds off TY back here. We've got Wayne. He has gone past Domingo again. Domingo struggling on them wet tyres, not quite got the grip that he wants, because obviously it's intermediate conditions at the minute, not quite wet weather. You see the bar on the next to the where the tyres are. There's that bar on the left hand side next to where the time of the race is 2:30, 2:31. There's a bar there fluctuating up and down a little bit. That is the grip meter, so if it's in that middle section it is intermediate tyre bound. Under the first notch it is that's probably slick tyre weather. It's drying off for that, and then obviously above the second notch into the last third of it, it starts to go blue there, and that's when it is absolutely wet tyre conditions. It must be wet, so as you will aquaplane like hell off the track. As Wayne goes ahead of TY there into 5th place, and now looking at Neil Farmack. TY holds the wide line, is nowhere for Wayne to go. Nowhere for TY to go as Wayne goes up the track in the end. And Canberra takes him up, and no way through. So meanwhile at the front of the pack, lap 3, we have Keith in the lead. Keith A90 in the lead from Pash in 2nd place after being on pole position. After winning the previous race. See if he can get the pace back and see if he can catch up to Keith. He's purple so far, so keep an eye on that Bidster. Meanwhile in third, he's gone. He went purple last time round as well. So everyone with their with the foot down here. Neil Farmack there in fourth place. He's got Wayne and TY right behind him, and now Wayne looking for a way through. Let's go on board with Neil Farmack. You can see in the camera there in the middle of the screen, the camera, you see Wayne closing up, see in the mirror, and now he'll be coming past in a moment probably as we go on to the banking. There he is. There goes Wayne, and TY now I think might be following him through. There he is, there's TY, so Neil's lost 2 positions there. We might look for a way back down to this next corner. He's going to pass TY on the outside, I think. He's going to try anyway. Wayne goes to the inside line. Neil uses the camber of the road, and Wayne holds position. But TY's now gone back behind Neil Farmack again. Back to the outside cameras. Round the right, round the left. It's a lovely track, high speed ring. It's quite simple, but it does provide some good racing. Stay in the toe though. If you don't stay in the toe, it is hard to keep up sometimes. But you've got that middle section where you can find a lot of time from other cars. It's a simple right and a simple left, but it's because the longer corners, there's several different lines around them, and in different cars you take different lines. Obviously in this championship we're all in the same car, but depends on driving style and everything as well. TY just flashes past Neil Farmack there. I don't know if Neil let him go, but TY goes up into 5th place. The draft shouldn't be that powerful, but we'll see. But meanwhile, Bidster and Pash together, and Bidster's in front of Pash now. Bidster's past Pash. A 1:13.3 last time round for Bidster. A good lap there from Bids. He's now ahead of Pash. And Wayne still ahead of Neil, and TY close together. Domingo not quite able to keep with the group. Obviously we've got he's got the wet tyres on. He's not doing bad, but I think on inters he'd be a bit quicker. But again, if the rain worsens later on, then we could see that come back to him. But it's got to get a lot wetter than this, and to me at the minute it looks like it's drying out because we haven't got really any wipers on. It's just some it's just spray from the road, really. That's it. There's no actual rain falling from the skies. Oh, Neil to the inside, and no, Wayne gives Wayne an inch to play with between Neil's car and the wall, and Wayne judged it to perfection there and just held the little slide that he had. Brilliant car control. Down towards turn 1, TY using Wayne's draft to pass Neil Farmack. Now goes high on the banking. Different lines being used here. See the banana boat with the minion on the roof. TY in the blue car. Blue number 92 is TY. He's looking to the inside. Dives down the inside. Brilliant move from TY, but as he held it, he's going to go wide on the exit, and Wayne might be able to get a run back here. Side by side, Neil looks like he's going to make it through. Oh no, I thought Neil was going to play piggy in the middle then, but that obviously didn't work. And he decided, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk things just yet. Maybe in a little while, but not yet. We will see. As out of the long left-hander and into the tunnel, nice and dry in there. Then the wet road on the way out. Now we are getting to the point where it is. We could see people maybe pit for slick tyres, I don't know, but it depends on if it dries up. But at the minute we're still just in the intermediate range, as TY has a massive slide there. Massive slide for TY. And he's gone back down at 6th place now behind Neil and... oh, Pash is back in 5th place as well. Something's happened to Pash. Let's just have a quick go back and see what happened to him. So we're at 7:55. Let's go back and see what happened to Pash there. As he's gone wise, hit the wall, and he's put the power on. There's a little bit of a curb, or I think there's brickwork up near the top, like a concrete brick sort of type surface, and he's lost momentum, and he's lost the back of Bids, and he's gone right back down then to I think he's going to end up in 5th, maybe 6th place when we're done. So we'll just continue from here, guys, because we're more or less at the same point. But we needed to see what happened to Pash there, because that was quite interesting. That could have been a whole lot worse. I mean, he did well to hold on to the car as he did, and he bounced it off the other wall. Thank God there's no actual real life damage on this game like there is in other games, otherwise we would be absolutely that wouldn't have been going much further, that car. I don't think that would have been easily a front left corner suspension failure or wheel failure at least. So TY using the camber at the top, trying to close up on the back of Pash now after his little faux pas at the last corner. Lap 7 of 18 here at High Speed Ring for the LPB Supra Cup. Last race that we've got coverage of. There was a race 3. I'll run briefly through the finishing order for that after we've done. And yeah, everything looking good so far in this race. We've got TY looking to the inside of Pash. He'll be on the inside for this corner, but obviously he's backed out of it, not doing that. As Neil Farmack now, I think. Oh, the camera's gone funny. Sorry about that, guys. It was the game. I don't know what's happened there, but I'm trying to look at Wayne and Neil because they look side by side. But TY and Pash were side by side, but TY's now in front. Pash now goes to the outside. TY's got a draft from the other cars though, so it's not going to be easy for Pash. But TY's still got a tow. And up front there's no change so far. It's still Keith in the lead from Bidster, Wayne, and then we've got this battle between Neil, TY and Pash. And Wayne to a point, because Wayne is trying to pull away a little bit from these boys. There's everyone trying to use the dry line on the inside now. Obviously in the first race, so the car's using the camber as close as you can to the wall without hitting it to try and you know, get the fastest line through the corners. Not always the inside when it comes to a bank corner. Sometimes running the car at high and at more speed actually propels you off the corner more. So fastest lap in this race will be interesting because we've just got Keith with a 1:11.9 at the front of the field. No draft or anything, but he's obviously the track's drying out and he's absolutely on it now. So as the track dries, we will see faster laps come in. Depends if it gets more rain later on, but for now the track's drying, so the laps are getting faster. And it's a 1:11.9 is fastest, 1:12.0 last time round. Bidster this time round is a 1:13.4, so a little faux pas there from Bids, I think, maybe, as Wayne's catching up to Bids actually, so Wayne's got his foot down. He's trying to break away from these mad three behind Neil, Pash and TY, who still can't separate each other. He can still throw a blanket over all three of them. As wide goes Neil Farmack using the camera at the top. Oh, Wayne was using the grass there on the exit, trying to mow the lawn. As we go into the second corner, nice banked corner. Again, not many people using the outside line at the minute. They're wanting to use the inside line where it's dry. As Pash goes round, 360 for Pash. As he finds a wet patch. I think he wet patch. I don't think he got touched there. Let's have another look at this. Let's go on board with Pash here. Who's the contact, or was it on his own? Gets the power on. No, he was sort of sideways and then got tapped by Neil. So let's just have another look at that on board with Neil Farmack. Let's go on board on this view with Neil Farmack. Into the corner. Pash has a bit of a slide on. Pash had a slide on and then Neil did lift to try and get out of it, but nothing he could do to avoid the contact there. So I think that would really be just a racing incident. I'm not quite sure, but see how the stewards judge that one. But Pash is back going anyway. He's not lost too much time. It was a full 360 and then he actually got going quite quick, so that was good news for him. Now, how's Domingo doing? Those wet tyres are looking a bit, the right hand side tyres are starting to wear quite a bit. Obviously the track's drying out now, so the wet tyres, it was a good call just in case the track did get very, very wet. But I think the forecast now is for it to dry up a bit more, so well, it's looking that way anyway. So we'll see how we go. Keith, another fastest lap of 1:11.886. 12.5 for Bids, 12.3 for Wayne. So Wayne's still closing on Bidster there. 12.2 for TY. Obviously these guys had to lift for the instant with Pash and Neil. So Neil to the inside of TY now. The little step in of the car, the old lag that used to be. Obviously the GT7 servers used to be a lot worse than what they are currently nowadays, but these were filmed 1.5 years, about a year and a half ago, so yeah, the servers weren't the best back then, but we've stuck with GT7. We're still racing to this day, LPB racing. We are still racing currently now, as it is in 2024. These were done late 2022, start of 2023, I think. So a while ago, out of the tunnel to the slightly damp bit of track now. It's dry. Obviously most of the track's starting to dry a lot now, but you'll see on this, on the banking, the people still want to use the high banking. Obviously it's still wet up there, but it is the faster line especially with the intermediates on, it's not too bad. As you can see, TY's car stepping like hell there. Now let's have a look at the fast laps this time. Keith faster again, 1:11.4, epic stuff from Keith. Fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap, epic stuff. Bidster then using the top of the ranking, probably trying to cool the tyres down a bit. It's an experienced move there as Wayne behind, 1:11.5. So Bidster's not got the pace everyone else. Might have been trying to do some experienced things with the tyres, but it's still not helping him. He's running wide, he's still using a lot of the wet patches, unless he's trying to save his tyres for later on in the race. Try and keep him as cool as he can keep him. But he's not helping himself, because on the running through the water and keeping your tyres cool is one thing, but another thing is it's slower doing that than using the dry line. Wayne's using the dry line, and as you can tell, it's working. She's closing right up to back of Bids now. Purple sector, could this be the fast lap of the race for Keith, as long as Bids is not too much in his way? Bidster now goes to the inside and uses the dry line. This is quite a good difference here, and I don't think there's much in it. No, there isn't much in it, but I think Wayne's carried more speed onto the straight with using the outside line, so that's two very different ways of doing things there. Is another fastest lap for Keith? No, another 11.8 as Wayne now goes to the inside of Bids. Bids holds it up high on the banking, really high up on the banking. Now goes down onto the other bit. Wayne's passed him. Now Wayne's going to show him the best line to take into this next corner. TY back to the inside of the track. Don't know whether that was lag or just using the inside, but he goes wide now. Will Neil get a move on him? I don't think so. Neil will be very conscious of the lag of TY's car there with the service. Obviously nowadays TY's car is absolutely brilliant with the connection, absolutely no issues. It's just the host and TY's connection just at the minute are just a bit not as good, but nowadays absolutely solid. He's not altered, no one's altered anything really. It's just all the servers have gone on. So Bidster, third place behind Wayne, right behind him. You can smell his gearbox oil. Is that close? Around the outside of the last corner, both cars take the same line. Down the straight, Keith with an absolutely massive lead, an 11.399 now for Keith, and another 11.184 for Wayne, absolutely, and he's pulling Bidster along with him now. Bidster's finally thought, right, that's the faster line. I'll use this line then. I'll follow Wayne. Now he's saying, I'm not going to follow Wayne anymore. I'm going to pass him. But now he's showing me what line it is. I'm going to pass him. There he is. He's on the inside of him, and he's got him into the corner. Now turning through the inside, that's it. Use the inside, don't use the wet patch too much, Bids. And you get the faster already in that first sector. So a little look back shot. Wayne there in third, Wayne and Bids together. TY in fourth, too far back. Neil in fifth place there. Ash in sixth after the little 360 he did on lap 9. And then we've got Domingo at the back, still on the wet tyres. He's not pitted for anything, but neither is anyone else. But I think he's sort of cemented himself for that 7th place at the minute. It was a good attempt to valiant. Oh, he's done all that, and he's still all that, and he spins. So unlucky there for Domingo as he recovers. And it was a bold tyre choice, and if it got wetter, it definitely would have been the wisest choice he's ever made. But unfortunately, the weather didn't quite swing his way, and everyone else on intermediates made the right call. So Bidster behind Wayne now. Wayne's got past him on the draft. Lap 14 of 18 here at High Speed Ring. The main battle is for 2nd place at the minute, and also between Neil, it wasn't between Neil and TY, but I think Neil and Pash now. Neil's going back into the hands of Pash now. So the main battle on track is between Bidster and Wayne. Obviously Keith, there he is out in front in the plain white number 38 car. Keith in the lead with Wayne in 2nd place. The banana boat. There he goes. And Bidster right behind him now. Still right behind him. He's been right behind him for the last few laps. And Wayne trying to pull away there. Bidster's not letting him, keeping in that draft. Brilliant stuff here from both drivers. Banana Biz takes the inside curve a little bit there, so I don't know what Biz is playing at here, but unless he's trying to experiment with different lines, but he needs to be careful. If he experiments too much, he'll find himself spinning all the way back to, well, back to almost last place, so he's got to be careful. Those right-hand side tyres obviously wearing a lot more on this track, because obviously there's only one corner on the whole track, or two corners technically on the whole track that are right-handers, which are this corner, and then obviously not this one. This is obviously the front right corner, because most of these corners are left-hand corners at high speed. The front right corner gets absolutely destroyed. The right-hand side tyres get destroyed because of all the compressions while you turn left, and the left-hand side tyres are not as bad, but Bidster still sticking on the back of Wayne, not letting him go. Not close enough to mount an attack yet. He might be soon though, I'm not sure, we'll find out. And Domingo at the back, as he's still on the wet tyres, still soldiering round. Good effort. And again, Bidster takes that curb line on the inside. No, the battles at the minute. T-Y's on his own behind Bids here. Neil and Pasha closing up to each other, but not quite close enough yet. Bidster, will he have a go down the inside? Nope, stays behind Wayne for now. Still happy to follow the banana boat, but he's got to be careful, because Wayne might start playing the Mario Kart card in a moment if he's not careful. They might end up with a banana in the road that Bidster will run over, but Bidster's all out of red shells and green shells at the minute, so he's got to do it the old-fashioned way. He's got to try and stalk the back of Wayne, try and force him into a mistake, or try and nip down the inside of him, as Bidster has a massive slide on power. Domingo's in the pits, he's had enough of them wet tyres, he thinks, right, stuff it. I'm going into pits, and I would imagine if he's not daft, he'll put a set of slicks on, and he'll try and get fastest lap of the race to at least get a point back. So we'll see if that's possible for him, but he's going to get lapped anyway, as he's in the pit still. He's just leaving the pits now, actually, as Keith goes past. Let's see what Domingo's actually put on. Yes, softs, I called it. He's put soft tyres on, so he's absolutely going to be going for it now. So soft tyres on Domingo's car. He's got to make sure he doesn't hit any damp patches, and he should be fine, but most of the track now is pretty dry, so he should be okay. Keith in the lead, but still Wayne second place. 2 laps to go for the front runners. It's quite interesting to see what happens here with Domingo's car as well. Will he catch up to Keith? And he's got to try and, if he does catch up to him, he's got to pass him quite neatly and everything. Bidster losing the back of Wayne here a little bit now. He's starting to lose a bit of grip. Car not handling to his liking now, I think, with the worn tyres, and he's got a lot more worn tyres than everyone else. Actually, his tyres are a bit worse than everyone else, so he's clearly been trying, but obviously in that draft of Wayne, he's been losing front tyre grip, having to turn more, and it scrubbed the tyres even more. And intermediates, you need to watch the temperatures of them even when they're on a dry track. So yeah, he's probably stuck behind Wayne for a bit too long, trying to get past him, and now Wayne's pulling a bit of a gap on him now, and Domingo will be going for the fastest lap soon, as now on to the last lap. Neil and Pash are quite close together. Pash with the fastest lap last time round, a 1:10.7 for Pash. So he's found the speed back again, but unfortunately that 360 earlier did not help proceedings. Wayne and Wayne and Bidster still close together, and actually catching Domingo here. I don't think Domingo's going to get a chance to get fastest lap here unless he can quickly unlap himself, but I think he's just struggling for grip, because it's dry weather, but it's just you don't want to run wide onto a damp patch, otherwise you'll just understeer like hell. And a lot of the bankings, they've not dried out properly yet, so it was a valiant effort, but it's not going to be. Now let's have a look at the leader as he comes round the last corner for the last time in race 2 here at High Speed Ring. It's going to be Keith who's going to take the win. Incredible job for Keith. Brilliant win in first position. Domingo's going to be lapped and he'll be 7th. Wayne finishes in 2nd. He holds off Bidster in 3rd. TY is going to be in 4th, and Pash is in front of Neil, but it's going to be a photo finish on the line between these two, and it's just Pash who takes it by the slimmest of margins. That's going to be measured in thousands at least. That is incredible finish there by them two cars. Incredible stuff. But yeah, your winner of race number 2 is the man there. It's Keith. Let's watch him go over the line again. Keith wins in the white Supra there. And I can tell you also that in race 3, the championship was decided by 1 point. I'm telling you this because I haven't got the video for the last one, so it was 1 point in it between TY and Bidster for the championship in the end, and it was Bidster who took it on 101 points from TY on 100. So absolutely brilliant stuff there. Bidster NASCAR was on 85. He finished 3rd, which is that's Keith. That's his actual name on the PSN. Then it was Tidal Wave, which was Anime. He didn't do bad there either. He was 4th. Pash on 77. Then it was Pash on 75 points. Wayne on 74. Neil on 73. Very close in the end there between them. Nifty on 39. Rodders 36. And Domingo with the show up on 22 after showing up. So not bad there. And well done again to Keith for winning that race. And we will see you guys next time for whatever championship is going to be next. So take care of yourself. And from LPB Racing and the Super Cup, we'll see you next time. Take care.